So in order to pull off the Revenant wall strafe ability, you first need to know how to do the wall bounce redirects that people do to get over like these half walls here. So that's just a simple W and D right there. But what I do that allows me a little more freedom in moving here is instead of doing W and D, I do scroll wheel and D. And I combine that with a leftward camera movement. With the normal wall bounce redirect, it's a little bit limiting because where you go is proportionally based off of how you hit the wall. But by using scroll wheel, which is, you know, a tab strafe, in conjunction with some camera movement, you get a lot of freedom on how you want to get around that wall. So what this move basically is just, it's still a tab strafe, but the difference is that you've reoriented where your player model camera is facing by the time you connect with the wall. And if you compare it to like a normal tab strafe, you're moving forward, you're holding left, you're looking left, and you basically make this type of motion. But when you do this little tab strafe wall bounce redirect sort of deal, you're holding to the side and looking and strafing with scroll wheel the opposite direction, which creates this sort of movement, right? When you have momentum created from the slide and you're holding away from the wall you want to hit, but you strafe and look inwards, it's the same movement as a normal tab strafe, but your camera is much more readily accessible to mantle the wall. So right here I have a rudimentary diagram pulled up of kind of what's happening that might be a helpful visual aid. So if we slide down our stairs here in a normal tab strafe again, you're always moving forward and you have to make a big arc around to latch onto the wall. Whereas if you start off already, you know, kind of looking left and you basically you do this side strafe around, you're ready to mantle the wall. And when you dismount, it makes it that much easier to reattach versus having to strafe out and back in like you would with a tab strafe. So to put it all together and start from scratch, you're gonna just wall bounce, right? And after you wall bounce normally, D, scroll wheel for forward movement, and look left. So D, scroll wheel forward, D, scroll wheel forward, look left. So as for how I discovered this, it was basically by accident. I've been doing it for a while without even realizing it on Wraith. I was never really a fan of the normal wall bounce redirects that we did over there earlier because they're a little bit limiting because they're kind of based off the proportion in which you hit the wall. But yeah, by doing scroll forward along with the side key and some weird camera movement, you have a lot of control over how you're going to hit the wall and how you want to go over it. And I would highly recommend practicing on these weapon racks because they are not mantleable. You can't like grab the side and hang, but they're bounceable on all sides. So I would say just jump around on these, doing the wall bounce, side key, strafe, and then look. And yeah, if you can just get stuff like this down, you're gonna have no problem tackling the Revenant wall strafe. Well, that's basically it. Let me know if you guys are able to get this. There's a lot of really good spots around the map that I haven't even found yet. All that footage in the other video is just from like 2 days of running around the map. So yeah, definitely if you figure this out, start jumping around, see what you can find, see what crazy jumps there are. If something doesn't make sense in this, let me know and I'll try to clarify for sure because it's a little bit complicated, I guess, to kind of visualize how you're moving before you actually do it. So I totally get the confusion. But other than that, keep rolling out, and thanks for watching.